Hello everyone and welcome inside the East Hants Sportsplex. Keith Miller Arena as we get set for some Fred Fox divisional rivalry matchups between the second place South Shore Lumberjacks and the third place East Hants Penguins. Thanks for tuning in live on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers as moments away from puck drop as the South Shore Lumberjacks coming into this game with a 22-6 record. The East Hants Penguins 19-7-2 on the season as we are set. Hansen on the opening draw. He'll face off against Westlake and we're underway. The Lumberjacks will dump it in to start as out to play it there behind his own net. Getting the nod here for the Penguins at home, number 33, Colby Brown. He's only seen 5 games of action, but last year going and playing in the TELUS Cup at the U18 level with the week's majors is he'll get the nod here. 200 feet from him, the Halifax Hawks native Keegan Greencorn, the left or right-handed catching goaltender. Down in between the pipes for the Lumberjacks is his squad. Off to a good start here on the forecheck. O'Connor, another Halifax Hawks product, working it up the wall as it's chipped into the neutral zone all the way back. And the Lumberjacks will control. So they'll work it right back over center. Trying to get it in deep, goes off the body of Camo and back into the neutral zone. I'll get dumped in by Grafstein. He takes a tumble behind the play. It's Camo, long stretch pass off the hand of Grafstein. And it'll be Crotty reversing it up the wall. Turned over, a shot there. Sent wide and all the way back. Around the boards into the Penguin zone. That'll be Finn Morris stopping up, spinning it back up the wall. Here's Tram. Up for Diab. Had it bobble over his stick. A shot from Croft. Got deflected wide. Here's Cook centering. And Brown got a piece of that to disrupt the centering pass. Tram gathers the loose puck and works it up in his own zone. And now back through the neutral zone, the Penguins. Dumping it in at center was Casey. Leading point getter this season for the East Hants Penguins with 46 points, 23 goals, 23 assists. Wearing number 9 is he'll peel off for the change. I'll activate Curtin off the bench. He'll get in on the forecheck. Grafstein up the wall, over the stick of Morris. Now here's a break for the Lumberjacks. Working it in, down the far side, and a shot, and squeaking at 5-hole, and the Lumberjacks lead 1-0 on a quick shot off the transition. And Marcus Trench with the first goal of the game. So that's Trent's 12th on the season. He gives the Lumberjacks a 1-goal lead, and the second place Lumberjacks up early here in East Hants. Lumberjacks coming in second place, only losing 6 games on the season here so far, 22-6. Gives them enough for second place here, close to playoffs. Curtin jawing over on the far side, it looks like, with Jack Piper. Oh no, that was number 71. Yeah, maybe Jack Piper, it looks like, or 24, sorry. Rallying it on the far side, that's Kyle McIntyre. As he'll dump that puck in, avoid a hit, and get in on the forecheck. Stewart, he'll chip it up off the glass, takes a funny bounce off the stanchions. They'll battle it back up to the point. And the Lumberjacks right back to the forecheck. McIntyre gets pinched off by 2 Penguins in the corner. Piper tries to get it back, and out come the Penguins. 3-on-3, actually make it 4 as Stewart had stepped up, and the Penguins elect to get it in and try to establish a forecheck of their own. As Trench's goal coming over the PA system, as Trench's goal was unassisted. The opening goal of this game, giving the Lumberjacks the 1-goal lead. Spragon below the goal line, looking out front, he delays. Up the far side, half wall on his backhand, he'll spin it back in below the goal line as centering attempt off the backhand got picked off, and here comes Nick Asaitos to center. He'll chip across corner, out to play at Greencorn. Around on his forehand. Nice breakout by the Lumberjacks. As here comes Westlake dropping, end up stopping it for herself. It tipped on in front, and Brown poke checking that out of harm's way. As a bobbling puck found its way to Brown, but Brown sharply poking it away. Here's a chance for the Lumberjacks, turned away. Casey centers, and behind the intended target in Pontapalis. Casey, backhand. Here's a turnover and a chance, and a shot goes wide. Coleman with the opportunity. And out come the Penguins to center. Not in deep. Now Pontapalis will chip that high off the glass and take a hit for his efforts as he'll get to his feet and peel off for the change. Lumberjacks with a solid start here. Clean breakouts as here's Coleman through the neutral zone, over the blue line, kicking it wide. Westlake lets a shot go. And back, here comes the Penguins. Hansen waits, shoots, that goes off the skate. He'll still in the feet, Hansen controlling. Delaying, cycling, and red there. Up the wall, Connor at the blue line, gets it knocked out. All the way back into his zone, Morris gathers and gets his feet moving north. Sanford getting a twig on it at the blue line, will get it chipped in. Sanford chipping it in deep. As it's centered there, as you see the no name bar of number 5 for the Penguins, that's Carter Bain. Getting the call up from the South Shore Mustangs of the U18 Nova Scotia High Button Hockey League, is the captain for the South Shore Mustangs, a second-year player. As Hansen chips that in offside, will be the call. As Bain there at the bottom of your screen, going to peel off for the change. As it'll be a face-off to the outside of the Lumberjack zone. This time, trying to win it back. In there was Nicholson. He's second in points for the for the Penguins. As a turnover, Diab's shot fanned on, sent wide. Cook on the half wall, pressured. Good job on the forecheck. Casey to the back. Nicholson's shot as he was just inside the dot and chipped back. Here goes the goal scorer Trench at center, chipping it in, gets to it first. Tram, good job there, taking him off the puck. Cook on the forecheck, laying the body, but the Penguins break it out. Diab, cross ice pass under the stick of Casey. Nice trying to evasive move there was Leo McLean. Worked around to the point. Stewart, that's Connor Stewart. Down low, Nicholson centering feed. Diab looking for it, still with it as he fished that puck out. Greencorn wasn't able to get the glove down on top of it in time as that puck is still loose. McLean with it, up into the neutral zone, picked off. Stewart waits, now onside. He'll work it in over the blue line, but turn it over. Trench trying to clear it, goes off the skate of Curtin and back in deep. McLean dangerously in front of his own net. He'll spin it in behind. Curtin's going to pressure along with Nick Morin as the Penguins now establishing a little bit of O-zone time. As it was all Lumberjacks to start the game, but settling down on the Penguins. At the line, nice move by Stewart to get it back in deep. Saitos for Morin. Morin, sharp angle shot, blocker save, hit the top of the net, and the net off its bearings. Greencorn with a big save there, keeping his team up by 1. 13-24 remaining in the opening period of play. It's a 1-0 lead for the Lumberjacks, and some good action here to start it off between the second and third ranked Fred Fox division rivalries here. Our two closest teams to the city, so probably kids growing up playing with each other and now playing against each other. A good example of it is O'Connor and Greencorn. Both growing up playing minor hockey in the Halifax area for the Halifax Hawks, now playing against each other here. As Greencorn and Camo, familiar faces as well, grew up playing spring hockey throughout the years together, and now rivalries here in the Jr.B League. As it's going to come down to the wire, both same amount of games, but I believe the Lumberjacks up by 4 points on the East Hants Penguins. Coming down to crunch time here. The Penguins had a big win over the Straight Pirates last week. As here's a chance. Here's Curtin, waits, shoots, and a blocker chest save by Greencorn, holds on for the whistle. Keegan Greencorn coming into this game with a 3.02 goals against average and a .915 save percentage. He's 19-6 on the year. So impressive stats in between the pipes for number 30. As a small glimpse of Colby Brown so far for the Penguins. He's only played 5 games, so the numbers are within the 5-game stretch. He's 3-2 at 2.8 or 9.8 save percentage and a 919 save percentage and a 289 goals against average. As his team looks to respond here. Greencorn snags that point shot and holds on for another whistle. It'll be another offensive zone draw for the Penguins. Ponapallis out there, looks like he'll face off against Westlake. Thomas Ponapallis against Cohen Westlake here on the draw. Westlake snaps it back into the corner. Clean breakout once again by the Lumberjacks. Coleman has McDermott driving the net. Coleman backhand shot and held on to by Colby Brown. For the whistle is hit him right in the Penguins logo. And Brown holds on for a whistle as Carter Bain, Hansen, and Sanford go out for the defensive zone draw. As I mentioned, Bain, the second-year captain for the South Shore Mustangs, U18 League in Nova Scotia, formerly known as the Bain Train. He hails from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. As High Button Cohen, normally referring to him, and helps out with his dad's hockey camps and got the name the Bain Train through the years, and I guess it's stuck here as he'll get the call up as his season wrapped up after the first round of the U18 playoffs. He had 3 games played, he had a goal, no assist. As the Mustang season has come to an end, he'll start one here right before the postseason with the East Hants Penguins. He'll get in on the forecheck. As the Lumberjacks work at D-to-D. A cross-ice pass got elevated off the linesman. Didn't go all the way for ice. And Camo up off the glass into the neutral zone. Sanford finds Hansen up over the line. Hansen and a tip on by Bain. Got a blockered away. Greencorn with another nice save. At the point, turned over. So it'll be played back here. Pearson up the wall and getting a stick on that on the far side. Will Cook left it there for Trench trying to center. It's picked off. Camo. High flip up, Sanford up into the neutral zone, turns it over. Sanford waits for some extra utilities. There's a shot there from distance and a pad save. Greencorn. Morris shot, scores! Morris off the bench, steps into a puck on the wall and lets it go past the glove side of Greencorn, and we're knotted up at 1 here inside the Keith Miller Arena. Finn Morris with a quick shot, his second of the season. And Penguins responding back at home, tying this game up at 1 apiece. Finn Morris, second goal of the season, his 9th point on the year, tying it up at 1 apiece as he knocks that puck down. Takes a hit, trying to work it out, not offside, and a shot there and a glove save. Brown calmly holds on and freezes play. Colby Brown, his 6th start of the season for the Penguins. The new addition here coming down to crunch time, adding a couple new players. Logan Dorno, number 23, not in the lineup here this evening. Another addition. Hayden Tram on the back end. He wears number 81, and he's out there right now as he's parked net front. Securing on the good defensive side of the puck is the goal scorer, Finn Morris, trying to battle it out of the corner. The Lumberjacks coming up with a sharp angle shot all the way back to the point and held back down. Grafstein into the corner. Spragon trying to work it out. They'll pick it up and work it all the way below the goal line. Now back here, Spragon. Down low, shot there, Grafstein, a pad save. Good job there by Brown and a stick save. Brown being tested here a couple times early and only allowing the partial breakaway goal from Trench here so far. Shot 6-5 is pretty even on the scoreboard here in the opening 9.5 minutes of play. It's up to the neutral zone. Stewart, and a delayed call upcoming. Stewart's going to go to the box. Looks like it's going to be a tripping call to Connor Stewart. And the first power play of the game is going to go to the South Shore Lumberjacks. Their power play coming into the game, currently sitting at 29%. Pretty good numbers there. And the PK for the Penguins at 80% on the season. So pretty good numbers for the power play of the Lumberjacks. 29%, just sitting shallow of the 30% mark. And really a good power play is really anywhere from 15 to 20%. And they're well above that. Camo softly behind his net and taking his time to dump it out. Nick Asitis. Grafstein turns it over, centering back to O'Connor. He'll delay back and kill off some time and send it right back in. Connor Stewart, 2 for tripping. He'll sit in the box as his team tries to kill off this one. So we're knotted up at 1. Coleman waits below the goal line. Here's Coleman up the wall. Westlake to Grafstein off the end wall. Bouncing puck and net off its bearing. Stopping play once again. Face-off will stay inside the zone of the Penguins. As Colby Brown pulling the net back on. Looks like the face-off will go to his blocker side. Decent little crowd here on hand for this Friday night matchup. An important one as the Penguins try to get within 2 points of the Lumberjacks. To the point, walking, waiting, dishing out wide. Pearson down low, taking his time. McIntyre delays, back up top. McLean walks to the middle, back over here for McIntyre. Shot there, and Brown holds on for the whistle. Nice little armpit save there from Colby Brown. I guess more of like a forearm pit save. So he kind of trapped that and held on inside of his chest protector. His face off to his blocker side gets cleared all the way down. No icing will be charged. There's a minute now remaining here on the power play for the Lumberjacks as Pearson swings to his backhand and he'll receive it up the wall. Pearson through the neutral zone out of his reach. Heads up. He almost got ran over. Pearson, as it's dumped around, he got another forecheck. Asitos trying to knock it out to the point, and a good hold-of-hand pass will be called. It looked like it was on Pearson. Face-off outside of the Penguin zone. 33 seconds remaining on the power play. Just over 9 minutes remaining in the period. Lumberjacks, Penguins tied at 1. Face-off one back and cleared down. Solid job there. Finn Morris, the lone goal scorer so far for the Penguins. As here come the Lumberjacks through the neutral zone. Pearson drops, looking as clearing attempt got knocked off the stick of Asitos, and now that'll be dumped down. Looked like Nick Morin on the clear. Greencorn coming out, and he'll stop it and leave it for McLean. McLean cross ice pass. Now up off the stick and in. An icing call will be charged. Welsh thought he might have got there first, as it's going to go all the way back down into the Lumberjack zone. Hansen on the offensive zone draw, but it'll be won back by the Lumberjacks and cleared all the way around by Grafstein. Centering, high stick. That'll get taken away as O'Connor was the first to touch it. Camo knocks off one, pokes it up the wall. Bain centers, and it was sent right back. Good job getting on side as that was Evan Armorall. O'Connor up ahead. Hansen in over the line. Hansen tried to make a move. Got a good stick there by Grafstein, and Greencorn holds on as the puck bobbled into him, and he'll hold on. The face-off will go to his blocker side as the right-handed catching goaltender between the pipes for the Lumberjacks here this evening. Wearing number 30, one shutout on the season. Face-off won by Westlake. Clearing attempt goes off the skate now. Back into the neutral zone. Camo will step up. Good job there, battling on the far side. With Camo was Garber. So that took a weird bounce back into the Penguin zone. Camo working it back up. Here's Diab trying to work it in. Finley Diab wearing number 21 this season for the Penguins. As O'Connor has it chipped over top of him, and back here comes the Penguins. Diab. Casey's going to drive. Diab shot. It's blocked. Grafstein, good skate there as Diab out of the corner takes a shot and a nice save by Greencorn. Cleared back into the Penguin zone. Morris, goal scorer for the Penguins, retrieves, works up the wall. Casey got a stick on it. Not all the way in, though, as Casey finishing his check, and Morris will control in his own zone. Finn Morris for Tram. Back for Morris, off of his skate. Had to be careful as the Lumberjacks turn it over. Centering pass, Nicholson picks that off. He'll flip it all the way back into the neutral zone. Casey trying to catch up to it, was unable to, and the Lumberjacks controlling it here once again. Nice little drop pass, and in over the line. Welsh sidesteps a check there. Back up the wall. McKeegan bounced over his stick, a shot, deflected. Tram gathers it up below his goal line. Tram up into the point and not out. Tram now will try again to the line. Once again held in. Now this time he'll just skate it out. They see that enough and trying to chip it out. He'll dump that in on Greencorn, who holds on for the whistle. Is 6:14 remaining in the period. Still knotted up at 1. It's live on High Button Sports. I'd like to thank you again for tuning in here and believe all of the action from the Olympics wrapping up. Team Canada, when I had stopped watching, was up 5-1 on the team. There's a quick chance there on the team from Switzerland, as now we'll shift gears to East Hants for this matchup that's tied up at 1. Face-off one back by the Penguins. A shot there. Pad save. Greencorn. Rebound kicked out. Another shot. And that one, I think, just went wide past the blocker. Greencorn around to the point and held back in by Stewart. Ponapalis finishing his check. As the Penguins looking to get activated. Trench. And a call there. And the fans not agreeing with that call. It's going to be a charging call going to Connor Stewart and the Mustangs, as the Lumberjacks will head back to the power play. Penguins killed off the first one. We'll see if they can kill off the second one. 5:51 remaining in the opening period. Shots 8-6 in favor of the Lumberjacks. To the point. Worked across. Here's Pearson. Down to the end wall. Back up top, McLean. He'll work it across, taking his time with it over on the half wall. Piper lets a shot go and a pad save, and it's cleared by O'Connor. Greencorn out to stop it there, and the Lumberjacks will set up their breakout. Saitos on the forecheck, trying to knock that puck away, as out comes McLean. Over the blue line, McLean dishing it wide. Piper knocked off of his stick. Down low, trying to work it out of off the end wall with Sprague, as it's all the way down back into the Lumberjack zone. Greencorn once again. McLean this time going to skate as Moran got tripped up. It looked like the bottle there popped up for a sec. I think it was from the loose twine. Centering pass, Cook. And he gets ran into, stays on his feet. It's worked across. Westlake waits, centers, as that's picked up. Coleman, good pressure there from O'Connor. Coleman spinning away from it. Coleman on his backhand, good stick from O'Connor, and cleared it right into the bench of the Lumberjacks. I believe by Moran. It's going to go back into the Penguin zone as he was inside his own line. Face off here with 42 seconds remaining on the power play for the Lumberjacks. Westlake. Grafstein. He'll kick it over. Good protection there as it's kicked around. Coleman for Westlake. Back for Coleman. He'll leave it for Cook. Will Cook spinning away from one. On his backhand, he'll kick it over to the far side where it's held on to Sprague and cross ice. Westlake looking back across, and it's picked off by Morris and cleared out of harm's way. Grafstein quickly up the wall. Nicholson picks it off and chips it right back in. Grafstein waits. He'll kick it across here. Trench connects with Nicholson at a centering collision. Turns the puck over. Here's Welsh down the far side. Welsh shot there, and a blocker save by Brown. Puck cleared back up. Chipped off the man. Nicholson trying to get it back in deep, and the Penguins successfully kill off the second penalty they've taken here as Nicholson turns it over. Casey's shot from distance, just off the mark. Back up into the neutral zone, O'Connor. Nice little skate move around one. That was Wilkie. And a good move here. O'Connor gets taken down, no call. As O'Connor plays on, he'll try to get the puck back as he's pinched off in the corner. Welsh trying to spin away from O'Connor. Good stick, Diab in there. And Coleman pins him up. Wilkie tries a toe drag, picked off. Here's Hansen. O'Connor's point shot off of Welsh in front. Back up top. Camo fakes a shot. Now he'll let one go, and it's deflected wide off the stick of Diab. Centering pass and turn back. Here's Diab spinning it down low. Hansen centering. Camo had creeped in from the point. O'Connor at the point, cycling it. Hansen centering off the skate. And the Lumberjacks, Wilkie flipping it back. O'Connor to it first. They're going to try to turn it right up quick as the Lumberjacks in the midst of a change. Here comes Camo. Down the far side with some speed. Camo had a hat trick against the Straight Pirates. He got hooked up, and a delayed call coming from the back official as Camo cut to the middle, tried to let a shot go. He got hooked up. And now we're going to see the power play of the East Hants Penguins coming out onto the ice. And it'll be a power play sitting at 25% on the season. The Lumberjacks penalty kill at 83% here so far on the year. As Muse to the box for the Lumberjacks. We'll see the Penguins opening power play here of the game. Power play are now 2-1 in favor of the Lumberjacks. As at the point, Camo, who drew the penalty, dropping it for Stewart. Stewart below the goal line. The defenseman activating in, reversing Casey. Waited a second, wasn't quite sure where the puck was. As the Saitos working it back up top for Camo. Over for Stewart. Cross ice pass. Nicholson shot and a glove save. Greencorn steering it away. Nicholson trying to get it back. Armorall will get it up, and it goes off the bench on the clearing attempt and face off. And it'll be forced back inside of the Lumberjacks end, and it'll be to the glove hand side of Greencorn, who moments ago coming up with a big save on the penalty kill, and your best penalty killer is your goaltender, and he demonstrated there. Nicholson on the draw, lost it though as Grafstein took a weird bounce, clearing attempt held in by Camo. Far side point, Camo walks in, shoots, it's blocked. Rebound off the end wall, bounces over the stick of Nicholson. Stewart bounced past, took a weird deflection. Now a break, Westlake in alone. Westlake shoots, and a save by Brown. Up ahead, the Saitos. He'll play it down low. And the Lumberjacks clear it all the way back in once again. Brown out to play it after making a big save there to keep this one knotted at one as we're creeping in here on a minute remaining in the opening period. There's about 15 seconds separating the penalty clock and the score clock as here's a chance. Hansen scores! What a move and what patience from Jason Hansen. And he'll give the Penguins their first lead of the game. Hansen, the Bedford native, make it 2-1 on a power play goal. What a move there, Hansen. Got it on the feed, on the back door, faked the shot, great patience to his backhand, and made no mistake about that one. And the Penguins up by 1 here on a late goal in the first period. We're inside a minute now. Hansen looking for another one. He'll drive wide. Hansen below the goal line, centering it in front. Tram walking in, shoots, pad save, rebound, cleared out of harm's way. All the way down inside, Morris will gather up. Fan on the clearing attempt here with half a minute remaining. He'll work it over for Tram. Tram, cross ice pass, bouncing puck, Greencorn out to play it, take away the icing. All the way around, Piper, half wall, chipping it back up ahead. McDermott over the blue line. 15 seconds remaining. Piper trailing in, back for McDermott. McDermott in front, can't bury it home. Rebound, and a shot goes up into the mesh. And a close chance there for number 71, Jack Piper. As with 6.8 seconds remaining here, the Lumberjacks will see if they have a face-off play drawn up. Coleman lining up behind. Coleman, quick shot, rebound loose. Cleared just past McIntyre. As that'll do it here for the opening period. And the Penguins trailing by 1 early. Now have the 1-goal lead to end the opening period. A little John going on here at the end of the first. We'll be back in about 15 minutes time for the second period of action here live on High Button Sports. And welcome back for our second period of action here inside the Keith Miller Arena in East Hants, Nova Scotia. I'm Logan Carruthers with High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in as the first goal of the game for the Lumberjacks went to number 19, Marcus Trench, unassisted. Then the Penguins responding back as Finn Morris coming off the stick of him for the opening goal, and Hansen getting the primary. Casey picking up the secondary, and then shortly after that, Hansen picking up his second point and a goal of his own. So he's got 2 points, and Morris picking up his second point as he assisted that, and another assist. The secondary assist will go to number 11, Thomas Pontapalis. As the Penguins coming into the period leading 2-1. Camo kicking it as he lost his stick. So he'll have to go back and retrieve it below his goal line. And the Lumberjacks look to catch the Penguins on a change. Here's a chance, 3-on-2. Westlake kicking a wide shot there. And a chance and a good save. And a good job there by Colby Brown with the pad save there. Heads up, McIntyre had him lined up. Shot there, goes wide off the end wall. Down low, McIntyre trying to spin away from pressure. Has Cook in there for some assistance. He'll leave it there for Cook. Will Cook trying to work it away from Nicholson to the point. Grafstein shot there, blocked. And here comes Casey. He's got an assist on the game. Chris Casey up over the blue line, poked off of his stick by Kofty. To the point, Tram walks in, fakes a shot. Tram now lets his shot go. Cook got a skate on that, and out come the Lumberjacks. Here's Trench, the goal scorer for the Lumberjacks. He'll dump it in. Brown stops it, plays it. It's picked off, but turned right back over. And out comes Diab to Casey off of his skate, and back come the Lumberjacks. Cook turns it over. Nicholson to center and sent right back in by George. Diab gets center, hard dump in. Greencorn blockered away, and a save there on a big rebound as Greencorn blocked it. And right off the bench and back, here come the Lumberjacks. A shot from distance. Brown snags on for the whistle as Welsh was driving towards the net. Distance shot there coming off of the stick of number 71, Jack Piper from distance. Piper 7 points on the year, 3 goals, 4 assists. Trying to get his 8th point on the year with the distance shot there, but saying no dice, not today. Colby Brown. Couple saves here to get going in the second period as that's chipped. Here's a chance to Saidos driving, looking back door, and that one steered wide by Curtin. Down below, Saidos trying to get it off the back of the net. It's worked off, but I believe the whistle had gone before, and the faceoff looks like it's going to stay inside of the Lumberjack zone. Morin will take the draw. Curtin will be out there as well with Nikosaitos. The offensive zone draw. Stewart on the point. That's Connor and Bryce. Connor, number 7. Bryce wearing number 4. He's on the far side. Here's a shot there. I think it was intended for the stick of Morin. Couldn't get enough on it. He gets taken down, and that'll be a power play for the Penguins as it looks like heading to the box will be Nate Pearson for the Lumberjacks, and dangerous power play of the Penguins. We'll get back to work here. Tripping call to Nate Parsons. Puts the Penguins on the man advantage as it'll be Nicholson, Asaidos, Casey, Stewart, and Camo as it's won back though by the Lumberjacks. Clearing attempt was fanned on. Nicholson below the goal line. Asaidos grabs his stick as he dropped it and now grabs the puck. Works it to the point. Camo walks. Nice little drop pass here for Connor Stewart. Backdoor. What a save. Greencorn getting a piece of the glove over. Keeping that out of the back of the net. Casey walking up over top of the circles. Down low, Nicholson. Surveys. Delays. Back down the wall, Nicholson. Back to the point. Stewart to Nicholson. Waits. Finds Casey. Casey shot into the glove and out of Greencorn. Now the Lumberjacks 2-on-1. Westlake has Coleman. Westlake shoots. Rebound in front. Brown was looking behind him. Rebounded, spat out and in front of him. Nicholson kicking it back to his defense. He'll peel off for the change in the second unit. Out for the Penguins is Camo. Will swing to his forehand. Now he'll swing back once again. It'll be Morin on his forehand. As here's Camo dropping it off. Sidestepping a check. As out comes Stewart through the neutral zone. Connor Stewart. He'll dump that in. Greencorn out to play it. He'll rim it hard. Keegan Greencorn started his career actually as a player, switching over to goaltender a little bit later on in his hockey career and sticking with it now here playing Junior B for the South Shore Lumberjacks. As they were known before the Liverpool Privateers. As a quick switch off the draw, Tram pokes it, keeps it. Sanford was there with him. Here's Tram below the goal line, waiting. He'll work it up top of the zone. All the way around the zone. Tram shot, it's blocked. And the Lumberjacks, back they come. McIntyre over the line, distance shot. Brown gloves it down and holds on for the whistle. As Tram did a full 360 around the offensive zone, around the perimeter, as he started, as it looks like Carter Bain is going to head over for some power play time. The second year U18 captain out of Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, now with some power play time as they'll look to break things up. Here through the neutral zone is Bain. Carter Bain stops, delays, waits, finds a trailer, goes off the skate and into the neutral zone. As right off the ensuing, that'll be back to 5-on-5. As good forecheck there by Wilkie. Bain on the back check. Bain right up the wall. Muse out of the box. Bain passing behind the man. It was worked back into the neutral zone, and the Penguins get it out of their zone, and the Lumberjacks regroup in theirs. Welsh up ahead. Bouncing puck goes into the Penguin zone. Tram looks right up ice. Sanford gets a stick on it. He chips it in. Greencorn slows it down, and back here come the Lumberjacks. Through the neutral zone, up over the blue line, DeLang. Crotty looking back door, a great stick by Tram. Casey leaves it there, and here's a chance. Ponapallis going to show off his speed, and a great defensive play there by Trench, who opened the scoring. Seems like forever ago, as he scored early in the first period, and the Penguins responding with two of their own. Later on in the period, there's a 2-1 lead after one. It's why we're sitting right now as out comes Trench. Great back check there by Casey. Doing it on both ends. He's got an assist in the game here so far. Hansen with 2 points on the game as Grafstein's shot goes off the mask of Connor Stewart, the defenseman in front. As he has it below his goal line, he'll work it up. Casey under his stick. Grafstein will dump it in and peel off for the change. McLean will hop over for him. This is back to the point, worked over for the man right off the bench. McLean lets a shot go. Casey got a stick in there to disrupt that. Ponapallis around for McKeegan. Poked off of his stick, off the skate. Trench walks, shoots, scores! Trench doubles down on the Penguins. And it looks like that'll be Marcus Trench, 13th goal on the year. And he ties it up at 2 in East Hants as distance shot found the back of the net, passed. He looked, I believe, the glove hand side of Colby Brown, and the Lumberjacks battle back, and Trench with his second goal of the game has us tied up at 2 inside the Igloo in East Hants. All the way down, McIntyre going to try to get to it first. It's right on goal. McIntyre had to be careful. Camo giving him an extra shot there. McIntyre giving a little spray to Brown, and Camo not appreciative of that. Give him a little shot there for good measure. See if anything boils over and steams in to the game. But for now, we're tied up at 2. You don't want to take a potential costly penalty. The face-off worked out. Into the neutral zone. Asitos to center. Will chip it in. Curtin's going to chase against Welsh. Good job by Welsh. So he got the hands up high there. Could have been a head contact call. They'll play on as the officials are going to try to let them play this out as a pretty close to a playoff game as you're going to get. The 2-3 seed. Here's a chance. McIntyre pad save by Brown as the number 2 and 3 seed battling it out here on the Friday night in East Hants. Welsh to his backhand. Camo played it back to him. There's a shot there from distance from Morin. Was blocked. Curtin finishing his check. Morin turns it over. Morin walks in, shoots, and a pad save by Greencorn. Kicks that away. O'Connor stepped in and had it chipped around him. Camo just inside his blue line. Curls it right back up ice and feeds it up. Curtin will work it cross corner. Diab. And a good stick by Welsh. Poked it past Morin. Back into the neutral zone where O'Connor regroups. O'Connor around 1 to center. He'll work it in on his backhand. Now loses it. Now back. Here's Nicholson. At center ice. He'll have to wait. Get onside as Nicholson's shot goes off the stick of Welsh. Up. Out of play for a whistle. Creeping around the halfway mark here in the second period as we're tied up at 2 apiece. It's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Lumberjacks. Trench's goal. Nate Pearson going to pick up the primary assist, and Evan Armorall will pick up the secondary. That's going to be Parsons' 5th assist on the season. As Armorall, that'll be his 5th assist as well, as held in beautifully there by Morris. He's got 2 points, a goal and an assist, but it's worked past him. Here's McDermott. A great stick there from Tram, a cross check up high, and McDermott's going to head to the box. He runs over Morris, and a one-man wrecking crew out there as the Penguins still controlling. Brown to the bench. Morris, he'll try to avoid the pressure. Heads up, that was flipped in front dangerously as Tram takes a hit from McIntyre, spinning cleanly off of that. As Diab centers up the middle as it gets touched up at center, and it's going to be a cross-checking call, I believe, to McDermott, and it's going to be a power play. Wait to see a high stick call. Will be charged to number 12. There's no name on the raw. Oh, yes, Owen McDermott, sorry. I have him written down as number 15. My apologies. So McDermott in the box, 2 for high sticking. And another power play for the Penguins here as they look to respond and regain their 1-goal lead they had earlier on in the period. As they win the draw, here's Camo. He'll walk, fake a shot, now let one go. Rebound loose, and Asitos couldn't bury it home. Into the corner, Casey trying to battle it out as Asitos. Good job there to work it back to the point. Stewart walks it over for Nicholson. Over top, Camo back for Nicholson. Aiden Nicholson down low, Camo. Noah Camo walks over top of the circles, and a shot goes wide. Pearson tied up with the man in front, cleared all the way down by the Lumberjacks. As it'll be regrouped here as Stewart takes his time, working it up over the line. Connor Stewart offside as he ran out of room trying to make a move at the line, and we'll see McIntosh potentially there having a couple words with Aiden Nicholson after the whistle. So, like I said, a second and third place team coming down to crunch time. Having a little chat there with number 24, Kyle McIntyre. I believe he played in Campbellton in the Junior A League, Maritime Junior Hockey League, as he gets sent down. Brown will Minute remaining here, reversed as Hansen got to get it back, turned over. Here's a chance for the Lumberjacks, centering. Cook back for Grafstein, shot there, and Brown holds on for the whistle as Hansen tried to reverse it. End up going off the skate of the forecheck. I believe in there trying to disrupt it was Cohen Westlake. One back, Grafstein waits, shoots, rebound. Brown holds on, a little bit of extra as Tram not allowing the player to get close enough to the goaltender, but a little poke there after the whistle. Cook, offensive zone draw. Unable to win it as Tram will gather below his goal line. Waiting for his options. He'll work it up here for Nick Morin. Through the neutral zone, Morin now up over the line. He'll wait. That'll go onto the stick, or I guess skate to stick with Hansen. Below the goal line, Hansen, great job opening the hips up there. Using it to propel himself around the back of the net, create some space. Now it's up for Tram. Off the skate of Pontapalis below the goal line. Here's Stanford. Back up top. Tram. To Hansen. Shot off the stick and high. Far side Morin. Pressured by Cook. 9 seconds to the power play. Worked across Hansen. Shot there and a green corn. Got a stick on it. And up out of play. 9:04 remaining in the second. And the power play unable to capitalize for the Penguins. Still tied up at 2 apiece. As Nicholson back out there after starting the power play. He's out with Finley Diab. And Chris Casey is that puck is cleared all the way down by Pearson. Right on to Brown though. Good angles in math class for that young man as he paid attention. Number 55, knowing it was a 55-degree angle off the wall right in onto the goal to take away the icing call. As Brown will hold on, it's going to be a face-off to his glove side. Westlake will dig in, offensive zone draw against Aiden Nicholson. Westlake wins it back. Sent in around by Hein. Coleman tried to center, fanned on that and out. Come the Penguins, Stewart up to center. He'll kick it across ice to Diab. Trying to work it back to the middle of the ice. Finley Diab cycles it down low, though, on a second effort attempt there. Stewart in there on the forecheck. That's the defenseman, Connor Stewart, as a good job covering was Casey on the back end as it's played back here. Finley Diab straight up the gut there, getting a stick on it. Nicholson will chip that in. Chris Casey will get in on the forecheck. Pressuring McLean. Casey turns it over. Nicholson, sharp angle shot. I think that hit the iron. On the short side is O'Connor. Down low. Sanford for Casey. Back up top for O'Connor. Jake O'Connor shoots, tipped, just wide. Past Greencorn. Diab in a battle there. Casey coming out with it. Casey shot, rebound in front. Camo and a pad, and a great pad save there by Greencorn to the point. Casey's shot, looking for a stick. Diab had an open net. Greencorn looking for it, out in front. Greencorn kicks it away in the net. Off its bearings. What a series of events, but Keegan Greencorn keeping it tied up at 2 here in the Igloo. As a flurry of chances for Sanford, Casey, and Nicholson, as Camo and O'Connor stepping up and activating in from the point and just weren't able to beat the blocker and the pads of number 30 for the Lumberjacks. To the point, rimmed all the way back down around for Hansen. Sitting on 2 points on the game. Hansen will leave it. Morris shot, also with 2 points in the game. It's blocked. George laboring there after blocking the Morris shot. Morris steps in, dumps it down low. Here's a chance. Bain unable to get it off on his backhand. Welsh spinning it, and here's a chance back. Garber, up into the neutral zone. Morris chipping it back. As behind the play, Tram gets run over. Here's a chance. Bain in tight. Couldn't beat Greencorn. And the Lumberjacks back the other way. Up over the line offside as it looked like the man was in over the line, I believe. One step ahead was number 88, Garber. As what a game we have been blessed with here this evening. It's been a 2-2 tie here over halfway through the second period, as that'll be chipped in by the Penguins, looking to get back in on the forecheck. That's going to be Curtin. Not going to shy away from finishing any checks here. Is up over the zone. Morin lets a shot go, and a pad save by Greencorn. To the point. Waiting, shooting, and a block there. Good job to get a stick on it was Evan Armorall. He's sitting on a point here. It's Saidos. Curtin shot, pad save. Greencorn once again coming up big for the Lumberjacks. Cleared all the way down, no icing. As Stewart got it to it before the goal line. Armorall will cycle it down low. Cook got tied up with the official, as it'll be cleared back into the neutral zone, and Lumberjacks Grafstein will have to delay as takes a bump from Curtin. Down low, rim back, Saidos up in the neutral zone, 3-on-3. Here come the Penguins. Waits, looking for a centering pass. Now he'll wait for more utilities. Backdoor chance, and Morin couldn't get it up and elevated over the glove side pad and back. Here comes Trent, shot on. And I don't know what happened there as it went. And a pad save as Trench looking for number 3 as he looks to do what Noah Camo did here a week ago inside the East Hants Sportsplex. As back and forth chances being exchanged here. Shots now 23-23 tied 2-2 between the second and third place team in the Fred Fox division. As here's a chance, and Camo elevated it too high that time. Up over top of the net of Greencorn. And Camo with a few chances on back-to-back shifts, trying to lead his team to the victory here against the second place Lumberjacks. As wow, what a second period we've had. Chances on both ends. Shots tied. We're tied. 5:20 remaining. Second period offensive zone draw for the Penguins. Nicholson to Casey to the point. O'Connor back down. Casey shot there, sent wide past the glove hand side. Camo's going to step in and finish his check on McIntyre. O'Connor at center. Diab leaves it there. Nicholson trying to find Casey. Casey spinning it down low for Nicholson. Aiden Nicholson over top of the zone. Nicholson shoots, glove save on off the outside of the glove that time. As it's worked back here, Aiden Nicholson. Up top, Camo walks in, shoots, it's blocked, rebound, he buries it home. Noah Camo, the captain, make it 4 goals in 2 games. And the Penguins back on top by 1 at home on a Friday night matchup off the stick of Noah Camo, as the captain, wearing number 44 this season, has his 7th goal of the year, his 4th goal in 2 games. Noah Camo leading his team here up by 1 inside 5 minutes remaining in the second. The Lumberjacks are going to try to look to respond here quickly as an icing call, though, off the draw at center ice. And they're forced to go back into their own zone. And the Penguins regain their 1-goal lead here inside 5 minutes to go in the second. As now they have the 1-goal lead and a 1-shot lead. Here is off the draw. And sent all the way around. Chipped back. Here's a chance. 3-on-2. Coleman lets a shot go as McDermott was trailing in late, but unable to find the trailer. Let the shot go. It got deflected up out of play, and face-off will stay inside of the zone. 4:24 now on the clock in the second period. Morant, Curtin, Excitos out there up front for the Penguins. Tram and Morris on the back end. But the Lumberjacks on the offensive zone draw, looking to get something going, trying to tie it back up. Look at the speed here from Curtin to take away the icing. Brady Curtin in below the goal line. Morin in there to help him out. The two number 12s will battle. On the corner, Morin. Good job there on the strip. And back. Or sorry, that was Westlake on the strip, not number 12, but offside at the line by the Lumberjacks. Will stop play once again. 4:02 now remaining on the clock. The Lumberjacks will change up utilities as it'll activate Marcus Trench, Evan Armorall, and Will Cook on the front end, as Welsh on the back end as he's out there with number 22, I believe, on the far, or sorry, no, that's number 27, Andrew George, as George will dump that right in off the draw. Brown stops it. He'll play it over for Stewart. Stewart up off the wall. Welsh off of his skate. Got to be careful at the line there, as Welsh is going to have to try to get back. Jackson Welsh wearing number 63. He's going to have to get back out to play at Greencorn. He'll rim it around on his forehand. Bouncing over the stick of Hansen. Good hold on the far side point. That time it was Bryce Stewart, but it's worked out though. Here's Trench. Good back check by Bryce Stewart there. And he'll chip it up. In behind Sanford. Trench at center. Back pressure coming. Trench tried to make a move. Overhandled the puck. And back past George. He'll have to go back as Sanford's going to pressure him. George plays it over for Welsh. Jackson Welsh. He'll clear it all the way up. Trying to stretch out the zone as Piper at the far blue line turned it over. Sanford will dump it in. George will lightly give him a tap as Welsh loses an edge. And that call is disagreed upon here with the fans in the crowd as Welsh lost an edge on the forecheck of Nicholson. And Nicholson to the box, 2 for tripping, and a Lumberjacks power play. Just under 30% on the season will head to 1 here with just under 3 minutes remaining on the clock. Looking to tie it up at 3. Inside the Keith Miller Arena here in East Hants. Thanks for tuning in here live on High Button Sports as McLean will walk it. He'll dish it across and get it right back at top of the point. McLean. He'll dish it off Piper. Spinning it down low. McIntyre back for Piper. Has it in his feet. Back down low. McIntyre back for Piper. Or sorry, that was... Sorry, McIntosh. Down low. Over to the far side, Pearson. Down low for McIntosh. Down low for McIntyre. Over here, worked up for McLean. McLean's shot, it's blocked by Morin. Morin will smartly keep it out of the benches and send it all the way down Greencorn out to stop it for McLean. Leo McLean, he'll play it over. Worked up here for Piper. Jack Piper. Distance shot, rebound, cleared to the point, Leo McLean. He'll play it down the wall. Piper cross one-timer and steered away by Brown. To the point, Pearson for McLean. Great hold there, skate to stick by McLean as he has it back up top. McLean's shot, rebound, and unable to come up with it. Pearson, though, trying to feed it out front. McIntyre in there trying to create havoc out in front. To the point, not out, good hold. Walking in, McDermott, and a very delayed call upcoming here, and a 5-on-3 to finish off the period. Shot blocked by Morris as McDermott down low. He'll cycle it for McIntyre. Camo touches the puck on a very delayed call. A hooking call will go to Curtin, and a 5-on-3 to end the period here for the Lumberjacks. As Curtin with a stick lift, the puck had already moved into the corner. A kerfuffle happened and an arm went up on the far side of the ice for a hooking call to Curtin on a stick lift to disrupt the puck. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for a minute 17 or for 21 seconds here with a minute 17 remaining on the clock. Spurgeon, and it goes and cleared all the way down by Nick Morin. That'll help kill off the first penalty to Nicholson for the trip as 10 seconds remaining on the opening penalty. And it'll be worked in here. McLean, pressure by Stewart. Camo got a stick there to disrupt the puck, and a hand pass will stop play just as the man out of the box to join the play. It'll be a 53-second power play here to finish off the period, and it's about 25 seconds in between the penalty. So if they can't capitalize here in the last 53 seconds, the penalty will carry over into the third period. Cook snaps that puck back. It's played here. Spurgeon back for McLean. Leo McLean for Will Cook. On his backhand, Cook stops up. Trying to spin away from Camo. Here's Cook. Cycling it back down low. Stewart. He's going to try to pin it on the wall and kill off some time. Was unable to. As here comes Coleman to the point. McLean, quick touch pass. Spurgeon back. McLean. He'll work it over. One time fanned on there. Camo, clearing attempt, goes off of McLean all the way down. 20 seconds remaining here in the second period. With some speed below his net, here's McLean up through the neutral zone. Leo McLean, the move at the line, it's going to be offside, and I don't know. And that's going to go. We'll see if the Penguins get their wish. They want it to go all the way, and it will. Or no, it won't. As face-off as it moved just outside the line. I don't know if it was offside or not, but it will be called. And with 9 seconds remaining here on the clock, we'll wait to see. They might add a couple more seconds. I have 8 seconds. I'll add. We'll see. Is 9.2 seconds enough here to try to tie it up before the third period? McIntyre's going to get kicked, or get his centerman kicked out. Piper's going to have to go and take the draw. 9.2 seconds remaining. McDermott trying to push it forward off the draw, unable to. Greencorn, there's a shot there. McIntyre and Morin behind the play a little bit as Connor Stewart and McIntyre have a couple words in behind as Greencorn throws a bottle. So McIntyre trying to get under the skin, I believe, a little bit of the Penguins players, but after 2 periods of play, it's the Penguins leading the South Shore Lumberjacks by a score of 3-2, as the leading goal currently going to Noah Camo. Will be back here for a third period of action in this 3-2 hockey game here live on High Button Sports after this short intermission. welcome back for a third period of action. The Noah Camo goal to give the Penguins the 1-goal lead. Entering the third period, the assists are going to go to number 21. Guess who? Finley Diab. And getting also in there on the assist, number 9, Chris Casey. So Casey's got 2 points here tonight. That puts him up. He's got 2 more assists. That gives him 25 assists here on the season so far. As he's up now to 48 points. And still got another period here to go as it's held in by McIntyre. McIntyre's shot tipped just wide past the net of Colby Brown. Camo tried to clear, was unable to. McLean's shot, wasn't able to find it. McIntyre comes up with it. He delays back. McIntyre shot, or that was Piper. McIntyre parked out in front as I got the 2 fishbowls confused there. McIntyre pushed out of the net a little bit there by Colby Brown as they maybe have a little word or two. McIntyre with a little smile on his face as he headed off. Maybe knowing he did his job as here's Casey. 2 assists on the game. He'll chip that down low. Nicholson on the half wall, cycling it back down. Finley Diab in the corner, pestering the puck, trying to get a turnover. It's good back check there by Diab, but out come the Lumberjacks. Is up over the goal line here, centering it in front. Stewart patiently waits for that. He'll pick it off and work it back up to center as Coleman. Good back check there. Casey gets out on the forecheck. There's a good stop up there by Crotty. It's turned over though. Stewart stepping in. Down low, Casey trying to work it out front. There's Grafstein. He'll play it over to the point and out as it was carried out by Stewart. That time it was Connor Stewart. He'll chip it across in right in on goal. As thought it might have went cross corner, but right in on net and holding on. Keegan Greencorn once again. He's saved 21 of 24 shots he's faced tonight. Brown saving 26 of 28 here so far as we sit 3-2. Starting off the third and final period of regulation. We'll see if this one needs any extra time as O'Connor holds the line. Jake O'Connor, back end, wearing number 94 this season. That's Bain. Down low, Sanford looking out. Walks out, shoots, rebound. Hansen in front and a pad save by Greencorn. O'Connor walks back for Camo. The Penguins in with some offensive zone time as Camo's shot was blocked. Is that distance floater? Didn't find its way there. A nice move by O'Connor. He works it in. O'Connor's shot there. Greencorn steers it with his blocker. Down low. In front. Save there. Another chance. A Greencorn coming up big. O'Connor was all the way down, but Stamford and O'Connor were unable to get it elevated. As well as Hansen in there with a chance as well on that flurry of opportunities. I guess you could call that a snowfall of opportunities as heads up. Almost caught out of his net, Colby Brown, as O'Connor gets taken down. He sticks with it from his knees, trying to move it. Thomas Ponapallis out there now is O'Connor. As Trench dishing it off there. Welsh walks in, sharp angle shot, and fought off into the mesh by Brown. And that'll be an offensive zone draw for the Lumberjacks as chances at one end, then down the other. Now shots both 28 apiece. But the Penguins right now just able to find one more to get to the back of the net as the Lumberjacks here on the offensive zone draw, controlling the puck. And it's turned over though. Casey trying to get it out, was unable to. Sent in. Back up the far side as Morris getting it back into the neutral zone. Casey on the pressure, forcing the D-man to flick it into the penalty box on the far side. That was on his backhand as he's wincing on the way off. As it was Welsh who, under the pressure, kind of backhanded it, trying to get it off the glass and maybe out of harm's way, but into the penalty box. No glass over there. That'll be the result of the power or the face-off. Is a little bit of ping pong here in the neutral zone. Far side, Curtin trying to come up with it, wasn't able to. Morris, he'll retreat. Got to be careful here. Finn Morris cutting up Finn Morris cutting up in front of his net, almost turned it over. As then Tram, he'll regroup. Trying to take his time, trading Hayden Tram. As Morin back up into the neutral zone. That'll be forced to the Penguins to tag up. Is that clearing? Attempt all the way down. It's going to go an icing call. The Lumberjacks are unable to get a player to touch the puck, so it's going to go all the way back. And it'll be a offensive zone draw for the Lumberjacks. For the Penguins, Nicholson in there. It looks like Stewart's going to push in. And now he'll back off a little bit. Diab on the backhand side, winning it back. Diab shot blocked, and it goes off the skate back into the neutral zone where Stewart will dump it all the way down below Pearson. Plays it around McLean, back for Pearson. Nice little give and go there as he'll get it back. Here's Leo McLean. Up over the blue line, McLean. Nice little move between his feet, McLean. Tried a sharp angle shot. It went off the outside of the iron. Westlake poked it. Grafstein's shot blocked by Nicholson. And back into the neutral zone, Grafstein will collect it over for McLean. Back for Grafstein. Up the wall. And chipped in. Good job getting a stick on it was Jackson Piper. As he'll pinch his man off. On the end wall is Nicholson. As Piper trying to work it out. Unable to. Up the wall for Casey. Casey up the wall. Not out though as that's tipped. But end up going wide as Diab works it out into the neutral zone. Nicholson at center. He'll wait. Casey and a little bit of stuff going on here behind the play. Diab and McDermott mixed up. It looks like both of them are going to go. Finley Diab to the box and McDermott as well as they got mixed up in behind the play. As McIntyre grabbing the stick at Diab and throwing it into the Lumberjacks bench. So the little things here from number 24 on the Lumberjacks, just trying to create a little havoc for the Penguins. Face off coming outside of the zone. As it'll be 4-on-4. As that'll force the Lumberjacks to take one of their players off. The Spragan was the unfortunate culprit there. And some 4-on-4 action here for 2 minutes. As Diab and McDermott sit in the box. We'll see if anything continues over after the penalties expire. Picked off. Camo works it back here for Samford. Samford walks, shoots. As Samford cut to the middle there, a quick shot, and Greencorn holds on for the whistle. Keegan Greencorn grew up playing hockey, as mentioned, in Halifax for the Halifax Hawks. Played with my younger brother, actually growing up for a few years, and then also played with a couple of the players out here this evening. And Noah Camo, who actually has a goal on him tonight, played with him growing up. Spring hockey, here's a spring ahead chance all the way down. Camo to it first. McIntyre trying to get there, was unable to. He'll lift the stick and it'll get all the way back down into the Lumberjack zone. McIntyre tried to split through the defense but was just unable to get a handle on the puck. That'll force an icing. Now another offensive zone draw. This time it's going to be Hansen trying to win it back. Quick shot there, just up over top of Greencorn and high. Rimmed around for Hansen, trying to feed it out. Got a stick there of Cook to disrupt that puck, and out comes Cook 1-on-2. Cook down the far side. Shot there, goes off the stick. Trying to work it in, Pearson below the goal line. There's a chance there, turned away by Brown. To the point, sent in by McLean. Down low for Cook. McIntyre pokes that to an area to gather it up. He'll find a man back door. That's McLean. Walking, shooting, and breaking his stick. Now he's going to have to retreat. No stick as it's kicked wide. O'Connor stops, trying to feed it back, and with his skates, Leo McLean breaking that 2-on-1 opportunity up. McIntyre sets it behind his net and heads off for a change. 4-on-4 continuing here for another half a minute. As up the far side, Grafstein chips that in. Morin finishing his check. Brown will chip it over. Crotty stepping in down low. The defenseman activating in. Crotty looking for an option out front. Crotty, good defensive play there by Finn Morris disrupting, but Crotty stuck with it. Found Coleman, whose shot got lifted up over top of the net. Here's Morris up ahead. Isidos up over the line. Lost it though, and behind him and back out of the bench or out of the box is McDermott. Up ahead, Diab. We'll see if anything boils over between those two as they just serve coincidental roughing minors as Diab stays out there as Westlake coming up with the loose puck, chipping it not out though. Morin read that. He'll work it back down the wall, trying to work it out though. In front was Morin, was unable to. Crotty got a good stick on that. Crotty pinning it up in the wall. Morin fishing that out. Morin cycling it down low. Grafstein read that. He'll play it around here for Coleman. Good forecheck by the Penguins here. Relentless forecheck from the team in red, white, and black. As this gets sent down by their own team is Tram. We'll stop up and set their own breakup out here as a light pressure from Muse. Over to be played over for Morris. Morris, nice feed ahead for Casey. He's going to skate onto it and just out of his reach though as here's Trench. He'll drive wide, stop up. He is looking for number 3. He's got 2 on the game. Clear back, George. Good job holding the line there. Quickly, glove to stick. George walks in. Shot goes off the skate in down below. Trying to work it up. Out from down below, Evan Armorall to the point. Welsh unable to hold it as it gets chipped back as Casey got a stick on it. Welsh will have to retreat below his own goal. Stopping up, using the net for some coverage. Out comes Welsh. Up ice. Stretch pass there for Muse. He'll chip that in. Bryce Stewart back for it. He's pulled up there a little bit by the forecheck as the Lumberjacks look to answer back here. Is creeping up on the halfway mark in the third period. Casey, he'll drive wide. Centering out in front. Chipped up and over. And Nicholson make it 4-2 for the Penguins as Nicholson chipping it up over Greencorn, giving the largest lead we've seen here tonight to the Penguins on a feed through from Casey. He'll pick up his 3rd assist, and Nicholson is going to pick up, it looks like it'll be Nicholson. He'll pick up his 14th goal of the campaign this season as the second leading point getter for the Penguins gets on the board here in the third period. A little bit of separation now for the Penguins as they lead by 2. Up off the glass. Good hold there by Piper. Good hand-eye. A nice move off the wall. Trying to respond quickly are the Lumberjacks as creeping up. That clearing attempt. Piper holds. Shot. And it's held on to by Brown. McIntyre lingering. Or sorry, no, that was Piper lingering around there. McIntyre out there with him as well. A line change for both squads here. It's just going to be the forwards for the Lumberjacks. A whole new line out for the Penguins besides Camo. He'll stay out there. Or no, Camo will hop over. I believe Morin may be the only one as he tries to win that defensive zone. Draw back, was unable to. Work D2D. Pearson's one-timer sent just wide. Down low, McDermott trying to get it out front. In front, Asidos. Great stick there to clear it out of harm's way. As it's cleared back down, Pearson. Pressure by Curtin. Great hit there by Curtin to knock the man off the puck. Brady Curtin on a good forecheck there as he gets some help now from Morin. Out comes with it Coleman. So Stewart's going to pick up the secondary assist. As here's a 3-on-0 for the Penguins. Casey opens up one-timer, scores! Chris Casey! Make it 24 on the year for number 9. And the Penguins lead by 3 as this place has erupted in the third period. And Casey now with 24 goals and 26 assists on the year. A 4-point night for number 9 in the Igloo. Back up to center. We'll see if any antics carry on here as these guys getting prepared as McIntyre driving the net and stopping up in front. As McIntyre's been hanging around all game, seeing if he can't get someone to bite. Here with 9:20 remaining on the clock in the third period. McIntyre played in Campbellton Jr.A. I remember having a couple words with him. McIntyre's going to stop in front of the bench of the Penguins. We'll see. I remember having a few words with McIntyre. He's a great at getting under guys' skin. It looks like he said he's going to go a guy, so we'll wait to see if that'll steam over or not. As here comes O'Connor working it through the neutral zone. Camo over for O'Connor. Up ahead through the neutral zone and not all the way in and back. Here come the Lumberjacks. Chipping it in and trying to get back on the forecheck. Muse tied up with O'Connor behind the play. Nothing stems out of that as here comes Camo to the blue line. Delayed offside as that time it will be touched up and it's going to go all the way down as an intentional offside charged to the Penguins. Face off all the way back into their zone. We'll have to wait and see if anything will boil over here. Diab. Casey. And Nicholson back out for the Penguins. Up by 3, the largest lead we've seen on the night. As it was the 2-goal lead, now it's a 3-goal lead. On quick striking, I think back-to-back shift as the Lumberjacks look to answer. Still time left on the clock as about 8.5 minutes here remaining in the third period. Cook trying to battle it off the end wall. Cook cycling it as calling for it up top was George. As now it would be worked back for Welsh at the point. Shot from distance, steered away by Brown. Below the goal line, Morris turns it over. Good forecheck by Armorall, centering onto the stick of Casey, and back here he comes with Diab. Casey has Diab, try to get it over for him. Nicholson trailing, following it up, and that shot sent back high to the point. Tram dumping it back in below the goal line where George gathers it. Pressured though, Casey turns it over, trying to feed it out in front, was unable to. Good defensive play there after he turned it over. Was George. Cook kicks it for Trench. Marcus Trench sitting on 2 goals, the only 2 goals for the South Shore Lumberjacks. Stopping up, waiting, looking for an option. He'll kick it up to center. Leo McLean will gather it. McLean, he'll work it across. Right up the wall, off the skate of Tram. He'll control just inside of his line. He'll work it D to D. As that'll be sent all the way down next to Greencorn. Smartly not touching it in. All the way down for icing. 7:07 remaining in regulation. The Penguins coming out here in the third period and striking with 2 more goals in the third to take the 5-2 advantage here at home. As now the Lumberjacks, if they can try to get one here before I'd say maybe the 5-minute mark, they might have a chance at trying to come back. They'll try to get in on the forecheck now as here's a shot from distance sent way high by Coleman. McDermott cycling onto the stick and flipped out in the neutral zone. McLean read it, gloved a stick and trying to stick with it, but Connor Stewart gets that back in. So Bryce Stewart will pick up an assist on the Nicholson goal, and then on the most recent Casey goal here was Morin and Noah Camo. He'll pick up his second point in Noah Camo. So he has a goal and an assist now in the game. And McIntyre calling out Nicholson. I don't know what he's calling him out for. They're wearing cages and bubbles. I don't know what he expects. They're going to have a little helmets and gloves, I guess, maybe out there. As it's played around. McIntyre trying to work it to the point. He does. Grafstein turning it over. As it's worked back, here come the Penguins. It's chipped in. Out to stop it, Greencorn. Curtin finish his check there. Is never shying away from a check. Chipped out. Here's Stewart. He'll chip it back here. McIntyre trying to work it in. He gets it chipped down. As now he's going to give chase. Connor Stewart below his goal line. McIntyre in there on the forecheck. It's chipped back out. McIntyre standing right in front of the Penguins bench, calling out Nicholson. As I don't know what he's going to try to accomplish from pulling Nicholson out of the bench, as that's going to be a power play. Welsh is going to go to the box for the hook as he took down the man Morin trying to drive the net. Morin banging away at home, and it's held on to there. Running a man over now, some extracurriculars. Curtin wants a piece of the man as a shot after the whistle. Jackson Spargon. And Curtin wants a man. Asidos giving a shot there. We'll see as the second and third place teams starting to boil over here as the Penguins lead by 3, 5:24 remaining in the period. As a fight is the rest of the game here as the Penguins head to the power play here to see if they can't get it on and really add a cherry on top of that icing they have on for the lead right now. Nick Morin will pick up an assist on the latest goal for the Penguins as well. He'll pick up the secondary as off the draw. Camo pressured there by Wilkie. Bouncing puck, not out. As Casey battling for it, trying to get it back in deep, but is unable to. As now Wilkie is going to go pressure Stewart, slashing the call to Welsh. 5 minutes remaining here in the third period of regulation. Camo on the power play up over the blue line. He works it in, slows things down. Camo down low for Asidos. Nick Asidos back up top. Noah Camo walks middle, waiting for a lane to open up. He'll drop it off Nicholson. Pressured by Wilkie. Nicholson for Casey. Lets a shot go, and Wilkie tried to finish his check there on Chris Casey. And Casey had the cage but unable to find it. Was number 9. He sent that just wide. McIntyre jawing at the bottom of your screen. McIntyre just got a 10 and he's going to go. And that'll do it for number 24, Kyle McIntyre. Trying to stir the pot here all night, and the refs had seen enough. And the showers early for number 24 for the Lumberjacks. And the Penguins faithful here with a little bit of a ovation. So it'll still be 5-on-4. It's just a 10-minute misconduct, so he's done for the game. Power play continuing here for another minute and 15 seconds or so. Is off the draw. Sanford up top here for Morin. Morin, he'll work it across. Tram. He's going to walk across the point. Back here for Hansen. Hansen shot, rebound, spit out by Greencorn to the point. Tram, hard rim down low. Sanford out in front, trying to bang it home. I think is Pontapalis as he's tied up. Good job there from Crotter. Down low. Kicked back to the point here. Tram's going to walk, kick it. Sanford down low. Hansen waits. Down low, trying to find someone out in front. He'll kick it over to the side. Sanford walks, shoots off the body in front. Jason Hansen controls on the half wall, kicking it back. Hayden Tram for Hansen. Walking in, Hansen Cross ice, Morin on the short side. He'll walk over top of the zone. He'll let a shot go. Greencorn gathers up into his chest for the whistle. 3:37 remaining here in regulation. 9 seconds remaining on the clock, on the penalty clock. 3:32 remaining in regulation as some fans are going to hit the exit and beat the crazy East Hants East Hants Lance traffic, as a few of the fans are exiting in here behind me to the doors. They've seen enough for tonight. The Penguins trying, I guess, here with 3 minutes to close this one out. They have a 3-goal lead. As mentioned, that's the largest lead of the night. It was only 1-goal leads. It started with a 1-goal lead for the Lumberjacks, and then the Penguins answered. Then the Lumberjacks responded, and then it's been all Penguins since then with 4 unanswered goals. As now they lead 5-2 as Diab, 2 at first, takes away the icing. Look at the speed there from number 21 in red. As here's Nicholson cycling it down low for Grafstein. Diab in there, Finley Diab. And Nicholson looking for more. It's worked in behind. Casey. McDermott to center. Coleman up over the blue line. Great back check there from number 21. Diab gets tripped up, and a delayed call-up coming here as it looks like McIntyre's going to go to the box for a knee or tripping as it's rimmed all around all the way back here as the Penguins 6-on-5. McDermott's going to apply some pressure. It'll be played across for Camo. Camo, he'll play it over as Westlake finishing his check, and McDermott for a charge to the box. 4-2. Or sorry, it wasn't McDermott. It was Coleman to the box for 2 for the charge. So with 2:19 left, another power play upcoming for the Penguins. Nicholson, offensive zone draw, 1 back. Here's Camo. He'll walk it, shoot, rebound. Casey trying to bury it home. Another chance. Nicholson, and was unable to steer that one in behind Greencorn. As Nicholson here looking for his 2nd goal of the game. It's been all different goal scorers for the Penguins here this evening as it's worked up through the neutral zone by Stewart. Sauce pass for Camo, the defenseman trying to connect for one there. Nicholson for Casey. Casey walks in, shot block to the point. Nicholson, as it's Saidos, buried him in front. Back to the point. Camo tried a 1-touch, and it's out back into the neutral zone. Here's Connor Stewart. Right up the middle for Casey. Casey to center, flipping it in as it bounces in. Greencorn will play it. Cleared up the middle of the ice all the way down. Right on to Brown, who leaves it there for Hayden Tram, who will set up the power play breakout here, approaching the last minute of regulation. As Morin trying to move at the line. McLean stepping on the puck, goes down. Puck on the half wall. Bonapalis takes a hit, trying to get it in deep. Puck still there. Trying to work it back now. Work back here for Tram. Back to the half wall. Samford, cross for Hansen. Inside a minute now here remaining. Tram walks on his backhand hit, and Tram trying to find Bonapalis, who let the one-timer go but had the direction finder a little bit over onto the glove hand side. As half a minute remaining here in this one as the Penguins with a big win here today get them within 2 points of the Lumberjacks, who sit in second just above them as Wilkie clears. Back to 5-on-5 here for the remaining 15 seconds. Stewart, he'll work it D-to-D for Tram. Looking for 3. Here's a chance, and that'll be turned away. Piper on the forecheck. He finishes his check. 2 seconds remaining here. So does Trench, and that'll do it for this one. And after 3 periods of play, the Penguins coming out with a victory at home. And Colby Brown will improve to 4 and 2 on the season, allowing 2 goals on 34 shots. The Penguins with 2 big points here coming down to crunch time over top of the second place South Shore Lumberjacks. Thanks for tuning in here on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. That's it for me. Thank you once again, and we will see you later. Have a good one, folks.